The world is changing. The future is going to be very different. And Singapore will be very different. It's either going to be very different better or very different worse. It's not going to be more or less the same and we are more or less okay. And we have to choose which way we are going to go.
Prime Minister Lee Hsien Loong made this prognosis at the PAP Party Seminar, where more than 500 party and non-party members presented their ideas on how Singapore can secure its future. PM Lee, who is also Secretary General of the People's Action Party, further acknowledged that open discussion among Singaporeans was a positive step forward.
So it's good that we are discussing the issues on government, on individual versus society, on taxation, on the party, on how to stay connected locally but globally competitive. All significant issues.
Party activists and their friends have been discussing various issues pertaining to Singapore's future over the last 2 months. Discussions were centered around 5 different themes. On Singapore's political future, the Prime Minister pointed out a choice between inclusive politics or a government that made the hard decisions.
We want inclusive politics. We try to do that. But we also want decisive government to be able to make a decision and people don't like it, you go. It's not just whether we dare to go or we don't dare to go. It's whether the population accepts that this government is doing it. You may not agree, but he's doing it. He believes he's doing it for the good of Singapore, for the good of Singaporeans. And furthermore, we trust this government. Generally speaking, they have done the right thing.
PM Lee also said that when it comes to crafting policy, it is more important to do the right thing than to be populist, and that every decision is about making sure that there is balance.
Every choice you make, there's a trade-off. There's an upside, there's a downside. Doesn't mean it doesn't make a difference. You have to find the right point. But you must decide what is the price are you prepared to pay. So I think the topics for the groups reflected this. Give our best, share our nest. We want each person to work hard, to do well, but at the same time we want to share what we have so those who are not doing so well, they get something too.
One area which the Prime Minister touched on was the changing international scene, saying it was inevitable that Singapore and its policies will be shaped by what happens in the rest of the world.
The way the world is changing and will change over the next 20 years makes a big difference to our future. We didn't discuss China today, we didn't talk about India, we didn't talk about issues like the South China Sea, which is preoccupying quite a lot of countries worried about peace and security in Southeast Asia. But these are issues which set the context for where we are going and what we can do, and which is the correct setting to make on our different policies.
Watch other clips for PM's full address.